Hi everyone, it's Sam. Welcome to my Flosstube channel, Stitch Again Sam, where we will talk about my current cross stitch projects, a little bit of haul, and I'm going to share some finished things in this video too, because you can tell we're in another new location. I don't think this video is going to get too long though, because this is the second time doing it. I had like a whole bunch of interruptions in the first one, and I kept going thinking I'll figure out how to put them all together, and then I was like blabbering at the end, like unable to stop the video and stop talking and it just got weird. So we're gonna do it over. Okay, so we're in a new location. This is the corner of my bedroom. I have like a desk, like my crafting desk here, and so I'm kind of trying to fill in the space above it with some finished projects. So I have an Emma Congdon up there. That's from her first book, and it says, "No act of kindness, however small, is ever wasted." That is a Stitchonomy, Stitch Along from last year. It's the Homely Houseplants version 2. And it's just these are in like cheap frames. I don't even remember where I got that frame from. This one was a clearance frame at Hobby Lobby. That one is, I'm gonna grab that one. This is a Tiny Modernist. I think I've shown this before. This was actually, it's from Hobby Lobby, but it was a mirror in the frame initially, but it fit pretty well. So like, don't forget about checking like other non-frame areas for potential frames, right? This, I think I mentioned, this is a Tiny Modernist pattern. I did change the hair and skin tone colors here to kind of represent my younger daughter, who is from Guatemala. So that one is hanging there. And last but not least, oh boy, okay, we'll check on you later, is my Aloha pattern, which is also an Emma Congdon pattern. That was one of my first, like, I'll call it like Flosstube enabled patterns. And I originally finished it to keep in my older daughter's room, but her bed is now right there next to our bed because we're in this apartment, like temporary like 2-year temporary kind of situation. So we're kind of sharing with her. So it's technically still in her room. So that is framed finishes that I have hanging behind me. I was also going to share, I framed up my, this is a Satsuma Street. If you haven't been able to tell, we're just jumping in with some finishes. Okay, this is the Satsuma Street. It's the summer pattern. I don't remember like the word that that went along with that. And so this frame is from Michael's, and it's technically a shadow box frame. And so I got this size, which I think it's 9x9. I'm looking at this thinking it looks like 8x8, but I think it was 9x9. And it's a perfect fit. It's a perfect fit for these and this is on 14 count white Aida. I think if you stitched, this pattern originally comes with a grid that goes all around it. If you stitch the grid, it might not fit in here. It probably wouldn't. But if you don't, it's a great fit. I'm gonna tell you, these frames were not, like, for an off the shelf kind of frame, not that cheap. I got 2 because they were having a buy one get one. And so I got that one. Oh, and here I have they are Studio Decor Shadow Box frames from Belmont. So if you're looking for that, like, there's some information on it. So this 11x14, what I used it for, and I took the glass out of that one because I want to be able to switch out the seasons. However, what I didn't really think through, so just so you don't make the same mistake I did, is there's almost like a lip here where the glass would go, so you can't really take things out from the front, which is what I was sort of thinking I was going to do. So that's not, I'm just going to have to like take them out from the back like you normally would anyway, because I almost thought there's enough space here I could like store them all in here. Well, and I guess in theory, no, I can't do that because anyway, whatever. What I was going to do didn't work. However, I did initially take the glass out and I must have pitched it, so we aren't going to have glass in that one. But this 11 by 14, I did keep the glass, and that was this Emma Congdon. This is from her cross stitch for the Earth book. I showed the finish last time, so I got that all framed. I'm very, very happy with that one. And I pinned it, and then I just like taped with like the tape that they sell to put on embroidery on the back. Actually, I'm going to show you. I am going to cover this, but I will show you because one of the neat things that I didn't really even think about when I bought the frame is the backing is like, it's the board, like that hardboard that would normally be on the back of a frame if it's not cardboard. But on top of this board is basically like almost probably 1/4 of an inch of foam. And then there is like linen, like a linen fabric over that, because it's a shadow box, so it's intended to be like almost a pin board that you could pin things into. So it was really nice when I started, like I bought foam core board because I didn't really think this through, right? But then when I took it, I mean, I guess I just didn't know, but when I took it apart and took that out, I was like, oh, it's like there's already foam attached to this. It's the exact right size. It's got nice like fabric over top of it, so it looks fine underneath it. And so I just pinned it. I used those like little tiny pins and did the pinning all around. I had watched Elizabeth Ann can stitch her video on like framing your own pieces, so that was super helpful. I'll like link her channel below if you you probably have already seen it, but I'll link it there so you can see. And yeah, so I sort of followed that. I think she might, I don't remember now what she does as far as like she does the pinning for sure. Although I just watched, I think it was in her most recent video, and she was talking about like centering pins on each side based on like where the center mark is in the pattern. Like I totally did not, I don't remember. Maybe she said that in the original video too, and I just like blanked out on it. But it was kind of one of those like duh moments where you were like, oh yeah, that's how you would like get it perfectly centered in there. So again, like go watch her videos, either the most recent one or like there's a specific one out there for it. But I just sort of like fudged it until, oh wait, it's upside down. Okay, fudged it until it was right. But I think it's pretty, it looks pretty even. I think it's pretty good. I think I'm gonna take this one to work and keep it in my office to get a little color in my gray box of an office that I'm in right now. And I actually think I'm gonna take this one too and be able to switch it out. So those are my two like new fully finished things. Plus we did a little tour of what's back there. Okay, fully finished things, that's all we got. I have one finished object that I'm gonna say frame it, but like all I need to do is put it on the board. And that is my winter version of the Satsuma Street. Let's see, I might need to put this on something. Yeah, my Satsuma Street winter version is done. The color on this is looking, yeah, this happened before. It just looks a little bit duller than it is. It's a little bit brighter than that in real life. Gosh, it's really not, that's a little better, but I don't know, whatever. It's a pretty popular pattern. You probably know what it looks like. So I kind of hesitated on this one because I actually wasn't sure I liked the colors, but now that it's done, I'm fond of it. I like it just fine. The only things that I changed on the pattern were on this flower, I'm bringing it in a little closer. This like light blue part was actually red. And then these circles that I think look I think they're meant to be buds maybe, but I thought they looked like berries, were the light blue. So it was just flip-flopped. So I flip-flopped them because I felt like this looked like berries, and I don't know, it just struck me as odd, like that the interior of the flower was red and the rest of the flower was shades of blue. So I just switched it and I like it. And then I also, this middle section of this tree was intended to be a different color of variegated floss than the other two, but I really liked it. I just really liked the colors that were showing up on that, so I just kept them all the same because I liked it. I had actually thought about pulling out part of this snowflake because it's literally now the only place that this, like, and it doesn't look bright, but it is actually pretty bright and intense, like a much more blue aqua color. Gosh, the coloring in here is being really weird. Maybe you can tell a little bit there. It's literally the only place in the pattern that now exists, because this tree was the other place it was supposed to go. And I thought about pulling that out and put it, and then I was like, I mean, once you're done, it's like, nope, I'm done. And I think it looks fine. Like, it's fine. So that one's done. So that'll be very easy. I can get that one framed up pretty quickly. So that one is done. Okay, so I'll show you my whips really quickly that I'm working on. I am still, sorry, things got messy because I just started throwing them around after the first video. I am still working on my Silver Creek Samplers Through the Storms pattern. And I have made pretty good progress on that one. I'm just using my calendar as something to put behind there. So the words, other than getting the O's on the together, are done. And those are really fun words to stitch. So I mentioned in my last video that I was missing Garden Gate, which is a dark gray color that I needed in a few places here. And I think collard greens was my other color. And someone was nice enough to first of all, someone was nice enough to let me know that Garden Gate was actually back in stock on 123 Stitch. So I lickety-split ordered that. I think it might almost be arriving today. I haven't gotten it yet, but I think it's coming soon. There might be some other things in the order besides that. Well, I also ordered collard greens. Oh, and then somebody had very nicely offered that they had collard greens left and they would send it to me, which was incredibly sweet and kind, but I had already ordered it. So it was very nice of her to offer though. So once I get those, I can kind of finish up, and it's really just this bottom part. And I need to figure out the charting on my initials and years on there once I get that. So I'm kind of holding off. I haven't worked on this one in a little while because I'm just waiting to get those threads and figure that bottom section out. So that one is coming along. And my original goal with that was to just have it done before our anniversary, which is in September. So I'm kind of killing it, I think. I should not speak too soon, but okay. And then I am still working on my Colors of Winter pattern. This is another Emma Congdon, and I did notice that this one is now available in her Etsy shop. So I will link that below to Etsy for you. And this one, unlike my summer where I was kind of going all over the place and kind of almost pre-stitching the outlines of the squares so I could just fill them in. I'm trying to just go square by square on this one. I'm a little off that because there are literally, it's solid square, solid square, solid square. And as much as I love this pattern, stitching the solid squares is kind of boring. And so to do 3 of them in a row was a little more than I really wanted to deal with. So I did the first one, and then I was like, oh my God, I think this is tomato soup, and it's just an orangey color. I was like, no, I can't. I want to do it. So I kind of just put it aside actually. And then I started this one here, just in one thread length worth, so that I could space out the others after it. So what I'm trying to do is every time I pick this up, put 1 thread length in the solid, this solid square, because I started with it, and I'll do the same here. So I have this row to finish and 1 more row, and I don't think there are any more solid squares. There's one that's it's mulled wine, and there's just I guess is that an orange slice? I don't know. And there's an orange slice or something in it. So it's mostly solid, but I mean, there's at least something else in there to work around. So my goal is to have this one done before our winter season ends here in March. I think that's doable. I think it's possible. And then I'll start spring, which I haven't started at all. Okay, and then my last whip is this. This actually I just picked up because it was called on my WIPGO board for February. And it was something I had started back in the summer as part of cross stitch camp, and then realized that may have been a bit ambitious, so I set it aside and did something else. But it's the Be Kind to All That Live pattern. Oh, sorry, let me see that. This is also from the Cross Stitch for the Earth Emma Congdon book. So all I really initially had was a little bit of this like rock at the bottom and part of this tree trunk. And my goal was to work on this for 5 days, which as of right now, I have done so. So I'm probably going to set this one aside for a little bit. But there we are. So I got the words all done because that's kind of always my favorite part of these. And then I kept like randomly starting animals. So I have like part of a fox and part of a deer and part of an owl. And then I was like, I want to do some blue. Oh, and this is like part of the, there's like a butterfly there. I was just kind of all over the place. So, but I like it. I might pick it up again this month. I don't know, but I do feel like there's some other things that I want to work on. So I'm not 100% sure if I will. Okay, so that's all of my whips. I did have one new start since my last video, and that was this hands-on design, Let's Talk Winter. And this one, let's see, no, it goes a little further than that. Not much. Okay, this one I'm actually doing on navy blue fabric. It calls for black because it's supposed to look like a chalkboard. But I initially really, when I looked at that, thought it looked like it was on navy. I don't know, for some reason. And so whatever, that's what I chose. And I'm now thinking, as much as I was like, I'm not going to do all of these, but I'm like, well, what if I did them on different colors? And I think I saw someone do the fall one on like a orangey color that looks really pretty. So I don't know. We may be, and yes, it's a needle. I do all the bad things I think I'm not supposed to do. I just keep my needles up in like the margin of things. I lick my thread. I do whatever. I'm a disgusting stitcher that way, I guess. I don't know. But this is really the first thing I've done on this dark of a color. My husband even commented on it. So it's nice to know he's like watching about it being on a dark color, and that he hadn't seen me do that before. And that's going okay. This is just a 16 count Ada. So yeah, I'm not nervous about stitching. I don't think I would want to do anything terribly much smaller than that. And it hasn't been too bad stitching. It's not like B5200 weight. This is, I think, 38. I don't have the pattern. I think it's 38.65. So that hasn't been bad. Because you could also switch that, like, and not do white on another color fabric. Anyway, one thing at a time. We'll deal with the winter one first. So that was my new start. Okay, so that's everything I'm kind of working on. Plans for February. So like I said, my WIPGO board, I'm going to keep working on my colors of winter and some of the other whips that I had started. My WIPGO board calls were the Be Kind to All That Live, which I've already met that one. My second WIPGO call, I have that whole top row is my our Lizzie Kate string patterns to just pick whatever's in season. So like we got 2 in a row. So I already did snowy string. So I'm debating about doing either like jumping ahead and doing spring string, which I have. I don't have fabric for this, but I did buy some that I'll show you in haul that I think might work. So that's an option. Or my initial thought was if that happened where like there wasn't like a correct season one for the timing of when something got called, I have the dog and the cat strings, but the dog one to me kind of goes with the dog lessons for people thing that kind of threw me for a loop last month with the colors and the fabric. So I don't really want to do that one yet, but the cat is still maybe on the table. Kitty string. So I have kitty string. I did buy fabric for that one a while ago. This is fennel seed is the color, 28 count linen. Just a pretty basic thing, which I think and I have all the flosses. Probably I'm going to do the kitty. If I'm being honest, that's probably what I'm going to do. Or I'm going to cheat because the second row of my WIPGO board is the Crochet A Go-Go like monthly series that I'm doing. I might just do one of those, and then like when that number gets called, I'll come back and do a string. I don't know. we'll see. It's been a while. I think I decided I was going to wait on this one because I did the first string very early in January. And so I kind of felt when they got called, like, I just did a string when I don't really want to do it again. But I think if I wait long enough into this month, because these only take a couple days for me to stitch, I'll be fine with it. So most likely it's going to be kitty string, but we shall see. Yeah. So a couple of other items. So I'm still doing a pretty good job of keeping up with my planner. I finished, like, January's all done. These were the stickers from Melanie Jean Market. It's not, I mean, it's no Steph layout, but whatever. I've been writing in my February, but I don't have any stickers on there yet, but we'll leave that into haul because I did buy some. So I just need to add them in. These are from Peel Stick Plan, also on Etsy. And the funny thing is, I kept looking for like love or Valentine theme stickers that I liked and like where I could get a couple different things with different sizes. And I was having a hard time. Like, it's overwhelming, the sticker situation on Etsy. So like, I don't know, whatever. These were the ones that were like kind of my front runners that I had found. And so I had them in my cart, but I didn't realize that. And then I ordered, Satsuma Street had an anniversary sale, and I ordered a few patterns through the sale, whatever. I'll show you those when I stitch them. But I like checked out without realizing these were in my cart. And then they showed up and I was like, oh, I guess I ordered them. So anyway, this is what I got. There's little penguins that are Valentine's and super cute. And like, these are the ones I really liked. I just wanted other smaller things, or like Steph does these things and it's like this cute, like there's a background with a mountain and a fox and a little, like, I don't know, whatever. Like, it makes this cute little scene. I just don't know where to find the right stickers to make that happen. I got to pay more attention to where she gets stuff. And then these are little like ocean sea type otters and lobsters and whatnot. And I feel like, I mean, it's the same place. And so they kind of go together. So I don't know. I'm going to figure it out. It'll be fine. So I just need to get those into my planner. And they did also send along a few freebie stickers, a little koala bubble tea. I don't know. My daughter drinks those. I don't know what they are. A little kitty with a cupcake and some strawberries. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with those, but we'll figure something out. So I did buy that. Otherwise, all I bought was some fabric. I was at my local needlework store and was getting fabric cut for a project, which I don't even have that here. It's not that exciting, but I was in the danger zone of looking at the basket that's like at the counter where you cut things. That's all the like smaller offcut pieces. It's rare that my fingers touch anything in that basket and I don't end up buying something. So I got, and I think they were kind of doing inventory. So there were some bigger pieces in there than I think there normally would be. So this was a 1/4 yard of Pro Gray, 32 count Lugana. So just a nice neutral. I can find something to do with that. And then this is a little bit different for me, but it's a pretty color. This is Fiber on a Whim. It's a 16 count Aida and the color name is Heather. I'm going to try to, no, not opened all the way. Oh, this color's not showing too bad. That's pretty accurate. And so it's kind of a dusty purple sort of color. This is the one that I thought about using for the spring string. It would just be enough. Like it would just work. Ooh, and I was gonna also make a comment as far as the string patterns. If you're stitching those, I found a frame at Joann's. It's in the Christmas stuff, and mine still had a lot of Christmas stuff because it was only 70% off when I was in, I don't know, maybe like a week ago. I should have brought it over here to show you, but I forgot. But it's just one of those like wooden frames that has like a saying, like it's meant for decor, right? And it had a Christmas saying, but it was kind of a weird, not that it was weird. I mean, it was something that had to do with Christmas, but like, why would you want a sign that says that? It was kind of my feeling. I can't remember what it was, but I thought it was odd. And so there are a few left, probably because it's kind of odd. And it was a couple dollars, I think, at 70% off, and it fits those strings like almost perfect. Like, it's a little bit longer than it needs to be, but I have an idea of how I might finish those. So yeah, if you're looking for a long narrow frame like that, check out and see if you can find anything at the Joann's, like in their Christmas area, because that was kind of a good find that I forgot to show you. I think that's it, guys. So I'm going to try to not do this weird rambling thing that I did last time and tell you I am going to try to check in one more time with you before the end of the month. Or like, what is usually easier for me is to film these on Tuesday when I'm off and then like upload them. Sometimes that takes forever. Get them uploaded, and then when I'm home on Friday, I can like get the details and stuff ready and get it posted. So if I don't do it 2 Tuesdays from now, which is going to be my plan, but if I don't, it'll be 3 Tuesdays from now, which will be the 1st of March, which might actually be a good day to do it anyway. I don't know, we'll see. I will see you in a few weeks. Enjoy your stitching, have fun, stay warm if you're in a cold place right now, like we are. If you are on the opposite side, then stay cool. I don't know. See, this is what I do. I'm rambling weirdly again. So I'm just going to end it and tell you thank you for watching and hope to see you in a few weeks. Bye.